Hi there. So this is my second video for my business class. I will be talking about a few concepts today that I have learned in business class in my later chapters during the second half of the semester. I think I'm going to talk about some things that I deal with at work here myself. I am a manager myself at a clothing store, and I was going to talk about some purchasing and then go into some quality control. There's a few different types. There's a Six Sigma quality, statistical quality control, as well as statistical process control. Kind of dabble a little bit and talk to you about those, and then as well as employee motivation, and kind of dive in a little bit deeper to the different theories as far that there is kind of behind them, like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, as well as Herzberg's motivation and hygiene factors that motivate employees to work. So the first one I'm going to talk about is purchasing. And basically the function of purchasing is getting all the products that you need to run a business successfully, being able to get the highest quality products that your business could possibly get, as well as negotiating prices for those things. Things for me here at my store, anything from boxes for packaging, tape, tags, I'm trying to list a few things here, hangers for all the clothes. There's all sorts of different things that go into running a store, a clothing store, any store for that fact. And these things, purchasing things, I use them daily. Especially the boxes and stuff, and the tape. I also have an online store compared to this store here, and basically things for there besides the boxes would be wrapping and stuff, as well as stickers and invoice slips, all of these things, paper, ink, all of these things are things that go into properly helping a business function, and that is under the purchasing of quality goods for the store. So the second thing it kind of flows into after you have all those things would be quality control is another big thing. For me as a manager, I want to be able to produce the best product that my customers can have, and being able to reduce any errors within production, and being able to foresee anything that may happen in the future. You're constantly checking to see if you've done something right, or if there's any errors within the whole process, whether that's from the beginning of purchasing, as well as once a customer is in the buying process, as well as all the way into the processing, into when the item gets into the customer's hands. You want to make the experience the best for your customer, because that might be the deciding factor on whether or not they continue to be your customer. And the better the experience, the better the likelihood that they are wanting to come back into your store, whether that's online or in store, face to face. So all of these things go into how well a business will do, and making sure that your business has upward mobility may count on your simple interactions with people. There is several different types of quality control. There's Six Sigma quality control, there's statistical quality control, as well as stability process control. I would say here at my business we use the process control the most. Basically what that is being able to check the product through every stage of the process. From before I get it into my hands, whether I decide to purchase that item or not, into getting it priced and put out on the floor, or made a description made and placing it in on my online store. Being able to check for errors within the clothing items if I need to make hems or alterations or little fixes for items. So the clothing items that I do sell are vintage, so they're older than the 1970s. And so all of this is stuff that goes into quality control, as well as if I need to get something dry cleaned, just all of the different steps that go into that. That would be the statistical process control. And then the next thing that I was going to go into is employee motivation. And so with employee motivation, this is basically talking about, do you feel satisfied at your job? Do you feel like you're making a difference? Basically, there's a couple different factors that play into this. There's intrinsic factors as well as extrinsic factors. The intrinsic factors would be basically, do you feel like this job is rewarding? Does it make you feel like you've are having a good effect on society? Stuff like that. And then the extrinsic rewards, they would be like, there's simple things from like people making comments to you saying, hey, you did a good job, as well as maybe a possible pay raise, and then or even like promotion at work. These are all extrinsic factors that make you feel motivated to stay within the position that you have. So one of the basic theories that goes into the motivating factors, a psychologist, Abraham Maslow, who thought that in order to understand what motivates people to stay at a job, you have to understand the hierarchy of needs. And this is his theory, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And there's 5 different things that he thought that you need to understand in order to understand why people stay at work. The first one is physiological factors, and basically this is, are your needs met? Shelter, food, water, the basic essentials to live. The second one is safety. Do you feel safe at home or at work? Do you feel safe in the environment in which you currently stand? There's social acceptance. Social needs is the next one. And this is basically acceptance, self-actualization and acknowledgement from other people. And then the next one is esteem. And basically esteem would be, do you feel good about this job? Do people respect you within your job? Do you feel important? Do you feel that you are making your mark on society? And then it goes into the last one, which is the 5th one, which is self-actualization, which is basically, do you feel like you are at your best? Do you feel you are at your best potential in order to do this job? Do you think that every day when you come to work, you are putting every effort in that you have in order to do this job? And those are just a few basic 5 different steps in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And there's also another theory, which is Herzberg's motivation as well as hygiene factors. And these are just basically things that make you feel motivated to come to work. Aside from Maslow's needs, they are a little bit the same, but it's also deals with, dives in a little bit deeper, kind of more pinpoints the actual feelings and stuff that are going on to motivate people. Things like, do you feel like you are achieving a lot at this job? Is there room for growth? Do you receive a good amount of pay? Or what is your pay? Do you have benefits at your job? Things also, this is where also some intrinsic factors or extrinsic factors come into play, rewards come into play. Do you feel self-rewarding as far as the job goes? Are your peers, those who you work with, your manager or your boss, your supervisor, whoever it may be, your other coworkers, are they great to get along with? Do you feel that this is a good environment to stay in? Is it safe? What are the conditions at work? All of these things are different motivating factors that come into play when an employee is motivated to stay at work. So this has just been a simple, short business review as far as some factors that go into play when being part of a business. I went over purchasing and quality control as well as motivating factors for a business. So thank you.